This is WFO Radio.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to Life's a Drag. I'm Jason Logan, and that is
Elon Warner live.
We're live in full effect. Hey,
So
before we get this out of the way, let's just say it: like, share, do the whole thing.
Do the thing. If you're gonna watch, if you're gonna comment, you have to share. We'll know if you don't share and you comment.
Yep. Roscoe
So like it, share it, and then tell the people you share it to share it.
Yeah.
We want as many people watching this as possible.
Yes.
Tens and tens of people.
Yeah, we're already at
Western
13.
Montana. Hello, Western Montana.
Hello, Western Montana. You know what one of my favorite shows on TV growing up was? Take a guess.
Gunsmoke.
Nope. Close though. It was Hee Haw.
Oh, I'm a big fan of Hee Haw.
Hee Haw, and I loved when they would talk about these little small towns and these little rural areas, and they go salute.
Yeah, Minnie Pearl with her price tag. She was popping tags before popping tags was a thing.
Yeah, but she really never popped that tag. That tag was still on that hat. I love that, and I go, where are you tonight? Why did you leave me here all alone? I searched the world over and thought I'd found true love. You met another and you were gone. Hey, look at that, Marion Lake. Salute, Minnesota.
There you go. So we are fresh from Brainerd. Have you recovered from the zoo?
Man, I did not step one foot into the zoo this year.
Me neither. I've had my zoo, but I missed opportunity. When you look back, I should have gone out there on Saturday to promote Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. Courtney was out there promoting it, and that's just a fail on my part, which drove me a little crazy on Monday when I really thought about it. Yeah, the Yeti was out there. Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, was out there, and
Nitro Jesus is one of my favorites.
Nitro Jesus is
Pittsburgh.
Salute, Pittsburgh. Courtney did a great video promoting the Shake and Bake League for Drag Race Bracket Bonanza with the Yeti and Nitro Jesus, and then we shared it, of course. Hello, Roscoe, and
Roscoe's the Yeti.
Roscoe unmasked, just like Tony Stark admitting he's Iron Man. Roscoe admits he's the Yeti.
You know what else is good? Remember the unknown comic on the Gong Show? He never would let you know who he was. It was the best.
Never. Same with the unknown magician, but
yeah.
But we shared the video of the Yeti and Nitro Jesus promoting Drag Race Bracket Bonanza, and someone commented that they were praying for us, that basically we were making a mockery of Jesus with Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. So
people got to get over themselves. It's a joke. He's not really Jesus.
Right. And, I mean, if he was, great. I'm glad he's out there meeting everybody.
Jeff, I might be Bigfoot, but I've never been seen.
Never been seen. Very funny. Yeah, so Brainerd was a thing.
Listen, I probably would have gone back in the zoo, but it was a little weather out there, and it rained multiple days. And back there, when you get back there and it rains, it is just a mud fest.
Mudball out. Not interested. So hats off to all the people that were out there. Also, hats off to the track for offering the opportunity to get people out there that weren't campers. They sold an entertainment bracelet this year, which good. I thought was genius.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good value. I think it was like $40 for unfettered access to the zoo.
Well, and you had what's his name doing a concert out there on Friday night.
Right. You had Andy Ross, you had American Rebel out there. You had concerts the other night. Then also just the whole there's free booze out there. There's other entertainment elements. They're burning things. There's all kinds of crazy vehicles.
They're sacrificing people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What happens in the zoo sometimes stays in the zoo. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of bang for the buck on that deal. So, but I did not go out there because I just, like I told someone, I like to camp. I like the idea of camping, but camping in the mud,
no, it's not fun.
In a tent, So can I address Wesley?
Wesley, one-in explanation on Drag Race Bracket Bonanza point breakdown. Some people have different. Okay, yeah, that's a lot of
Yeah.
space.
So that is, you get more points for upsets. So if you pick a 16 over a 1 seed, you're going to get a point multiplier, and then that also, the further in the, for first round, a 16 seed winning the second round is going to get you more points if you picked them. Same thing for the semifinals. So basically, we have a variety of ways to just make sure that there's point differentials there. So if you picked all upsets, you'd get max points.
Okay.
So,
I didn't even see where I ended up because I know I stink at this game so bad.
I felt so good about my Spencer Hyde pick, and it was real good until it wasn't good.
Right?
Yeah. You live by the whole shot, die by the whole shot.
Right. That is what happened. So let's talk about the whole race part of it.
Yes.
Brittany Force it continues to be a 340 machine. I mean, what she has I heard the stat. It was like 10 of the top 10 or 10 of the 9 of the top 10 highest mile per hour.
Yes.
In the history.
Yeah. All 340s. She has all the 340 mile per hour runs. I think Doug ran 340 once.
He ran 340 once, and then we're not even counting Austin Prock. He's another class.
Just
so
in top fuel. But I have a hot sports opinion about Brittany going 340. To me, and I asked Doug Coletta about this, who won the race, back-to-back wins for Doug Coletta. Shout out Coletta Moore. 100th top fuel win for Coletta. Very impressive.
Nice.
But my attitude is that those 340s are cool, but as I asked Doug Coletta, the PGA has a saying, drive for show, putt for dough. And Doug has a much consistently quicker top fuel dragster. And he's getting wallies, and Brittany's getting,
the show.
She's getting flex.
Yeah.
But she's not getting wallies.
So you can explain this better, and this is going to be a refresher course for everybody.
Yes.
Explain to everybody how the ET is different than the mile per hour, because the random fan out there is like, oh my God, she just went 342.
Right.
How is she not number one qualifier?
Yeah.
It has a quicker ET.
Yeah. So the ET is the time it takes to go from the starting line to the finish line.
Right.
And the mile per hour is the speed that you get to, which is, there's a lot of guys that have run 340, because the thing that probably a better explanation is the speed you see is an average. Like there's a speed trap. There's a finish line marker, and then, I don't know if it's 20 feet or beyond that, but they take your speed going in and going out of this area, and then it's averaged, is my understanding. So if you stay on the throttle past 1,000 feet, you're going 340. Guys have probably gone 345, 346
right
before they get on the chutes if they really drive it out the back door. But the elapsed time is, that's who got to the finish line the quickest in time. And then there's the speed factor of, it's almost style points, because it depends on, your car could, like, think about if you throw a baseball as hard as you can, all of a sudden a headwind comes in between center field and home plate. It'll go like really far, but then its speed going to home plate will be slow because of this headwind.
Right.
A top fuel dragster blows its motor up at the finish line. It's just going to lose a lot of speed, but it will still have gotten to the finish line at a certain amount of time.
And that's really what we're talking about here.
That's what we're talking about. The ET is what's winning you races. Mile per hour is not getting you really anything other than puffing your chest out that you really, going 340 miles per hour anywhere is pretty awesome.
It's a huge flex. Yeah.
It's a huge flex.
Yeah. Speed trap is 60 feet before the finish line.
Yeah.
And then somebody says last 66 feet of the track, Scott Malpass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's somewhere around there. It's about 20 yards.
Yeah, so that's why when you see Brittany, and again, for the casual fan, you're like, oh my God, how is she not number one qualifier? Because and I have to remind myself, I'm like, oh no, it's ET. That's what's going on. And, being around this for 20 years, you'd think I'd pay attention more. But no, I don't, because this weekend I was like so far back. I was out of bounds. The low zone was – I couldn't see
you were
anything.
in a terrible – and you couldn't really low zone because there was no zone around you.
No, and I was like
low.
Yeah, I was low. I was kind of hiding. Like, I'm going to show you real quick. This is where I was. See right in this little area right here. I was like, wait, I can't get my finger right.
Yeah,
I was
you're
like,
right there.
And I was so far back behind the grandstand, you could not see me, and I couldn't see the finish line. I couldn't see the big screen.
No.
I was kind of out of it this whole weekend, but whatever.
Yeah. That's a super old school photo you have behind you too, because I just noticed the Mellow Yellow Drag Racing Series logo above your head.
Let me see. Oh yeah, I'm just clipping.
But that looks like a Tech Pack. So you got Dale Creasy Jr. racing the Umberto funny car, but that's Jim Campbell right there.
Oh yeah, that is old school.
Yeah,
look at that.
Sweet.
But so that was good, and we didn't. And again, I hate we didn't have a good. We didn't have a full pre-race. I love pre-race. No. Pre-race is where we all shine, and we get our Joe does his thing, Galvin does his thing, I do my thing, and we didn't have that because of the weather. We didn't have winner's circle because of the weather, to the point where I forget who. I mean, did Austin Prock win? I forget.
Yeah, so you got Austin Prock winning. And Austin Prock was amazing. He had average 40 reaction times in his funny car. And if he's going to do that and have Jimmy Prock and Thomas Prock tune in his car, just give him the championship now.
Well, they've definitely won the in-season championship.
No, Jason, you like to think that, but he has not.
Here we go.
Mathematically, he could oil the track down and cross the center line every single run of the U.S. Nationals, and that would open the door for Jack Beckman to get around him. So let's not go crowning Austin Prock prematurely as regular season champion.
Yeah, you and I were talking about that in the media center.
That's
and I'm
idiocracy.
What are the odds of that happening?
Still wide open. He could just completely forget everything he's learned in the last 2 years. Jimmy Prock could go completely in. They could just basically get 6 trained monkeys to tune the car, and then it's Jack Beckman's regular season championship if he wants it. Now, granted, Jack Beckman would have to get every single point available.
So you're saying there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance, yes. But there's not really a chance, because if Austin Prock just didn't go to the U.S. Nationals, if he called up Mr. Cornwell from Cornwell Tools and said, hey, I know you're sponsoring my car. I know you're sponsoring this race. I know we're going to be on Fox and millions of people are going to be watching this, but I'm just going to go ahead and put that $150,000 regular season championship check in the bank, and I'm just going to hang out. I'll do other autograph signings.
Right.
I'm just not going to put a race car.
Yeah. And if he did that, everything would be fine.
I mean, he'd be champ. My suggestion was run Q1 on Friday, skip Saturday, and then you're the champ. Because those not oiling the track down those 2 runs will get him there. And then he wins the funny car call out, whatever. So,
yeah, that'll be fun. Scott Malpass wants to know. I wanted to know if the trap moves when they go to 1,000 feet.
Yeah, for Top Fuel and funny car, it's a different trap. It's Top Fuel trap. It's a nitro trap versus the Pro Stock trap.
Yeah,
all those blocks out there have different traps on them. And then there's a mouse trap. And so Austin won. Exciting stuff. Actually, it was very cool to see Anthony Troyer win in Top Alcohol Dragster, former FlexJet Vector Stock Showdown driver. But more importantly, I love these stories. Like last year when Clay Milliken won U.S. Nationals, the main guy from Arby's was at the race. And then Anthony Troyer has Fendt, the tractor company, as his main sponsor.
Right.
And the president of Fendt was at the race. And then he won the race. And I think that's always cool.
Yeah, it's always good when your sponsor shows up.
Yeah, when the money's there and you show out. And he's teammates with Melanie Johnson, and they had a live chicken in their pit area all weekend.
See, that's the fun part. Live
Yeah.
chickens.
So I went out and I was talking to Melanie Sunday morning, and Steve the chicken was out and about, and apparently he just showed up first day and was in their pit to the point that they were feeding him. Like Melanie's like feeding him trail mix out of her hand and pictures with him. And he's like on her if you go to her socials, there's pictures of this chicken on her top out called Dragster in her pit area.
That could be an omen of some sort too. You gotta be careful with that.
I figured it's like a former racer that has passed away and has been reincarnated as a chicken.
Okay.
And just to be that familiar and that non-threatened by the dragster. But it turns out that they basically, the owner of the chicken came back and claimed it, and apparently the chicken just got loose earlier, before the race started, and then through the miracle of social media.
Yeah, how valuable is that chicken though? Chicken must be, it was like, hey, I got to come find my chicken. Most people would be like, I lost the chicken.
It was a pretty good sized chicken. I mean, it was a, but yeah, Steve the chicken. And actually, the funny thing is, they just named him Steve, and his real name was Buddy. So they weren't really too far off.
No, right?
With
hey.
Yeah.
What's that chicken called in Moana? Is it hey or yeah? No, it's hey.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with Moana's work.
Oh, you're not familiar?
No, I pretty much checked out on the Rock after Too Fast, Too Furious.
Okay. By the way, on Netflix, they have a whole WWE has a thing. I forget it. I don't know what it's called, but it's basically the story of how they turned John Cena into a heel all last year. It is so good. Okay. Thank you, Mac. Thank you. Hey. But yeah, it's so good. It goes into behind the scenes of how they tell the story and how they create the story and who is basically creating the stories. And it is so good. And it leads up to WrestleMania, where John Cena turns heel and takes the title from what's his name? But yeah, it's Cody Rhodes. But yeah, it's so good. Like if you're into WWE at all, I'm still.
I'm not, but I'm into documentaries. I'm watching. I hate the Cowboys, but I just started watching that America's Team documentary on.
Yeah, I gotta watch that
Netflix. And just Jerry Jones is such a. I mean, again, you take risks, big risk, big reward, but he is talking about being $50 million in debt as a oil field wildcatter, and he basically he borrowed his last $800,000 for this one well, and that well produced $100 million worth of oil.
Wow.
Which he then used to buy the Cowboys.
That's crazy. Yeah, I got to watch that. I've been watching Hard Knocks, which is good.
Yep.
We really need something for us. I mean, I know we keep talking about it. We need something.
We need something. But yeah, so and I don't know what it would be, I feel like if we just did more live streaming from the pits, people would just see stuff. Like, we need to just get some Meta glasses and just live stream nonstop. Like, put Meta glasses on Courtney Enders, Joe Costello, Nikki, and just let it like Nikki Cam.
Right. Yeah, I think that would be good. I mean, listen, we would all be big stars on this thing. I mean, I think that might be the reason why.
We'd all be big stars. We'd all be canceled.
Yeah, we'd definitely be canceled. But yeah, we'd definitely be big stars. I think they are afraid that everybody would want more money, and that might be the reason why.
No. More money, more problems.
I would.
More money, more problems.
Listen, I gotta beg and plead to get a subscription to NHRA.TV. I mean, I had to pay for it for like 4 years.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about? I'm on this stupid thing.
Right. You're the entertainment director.
Right. But anyways. So who won Pro Stock? Let's go back. Who was it? Greg Anderson who won Pro Stock?
I think Greg Anderson basically made Brainerd his bitch.
Yeah, I picked him in drag race bracket.
I did too, but he's from Minnesota. He's from Duluth. Right. He has a gazillion friends and family there, and they all come to Brainerd to see Greg Anderson show out. And he showed out like quickest of almost every session, won everything. I think he won Mission Too Fast, Too Tasty, won the race in dominating fashion, and just could not have been giddier. And in the press room on Sunday night, he was talking about they were going to go out and party and really enjoy this win. And I was kind of like, okay, that's just kind of like 6 p.m. Greg Anderson talking.
Right.
I saw Greg Anderson at the Minneapolis airport on Monday. They went out and they tore it up.
Nice. Good for him.
He looked like a guy that had just had a significant victory and celebrated appropriately.
There you go. Good for him.
It was well earned. And so now it's just basically him and Dallas battling for the regular season championship. And we'll just see. But good news, Erica Enders to the semis, racing her ass off, which was great to see. I mean, I think Elite's been busting their ass, getting their stuff, and they're starting to see some results. Now, if they
she went into Greg Stanfield's car, because Greg Stanfield got a new car, and she went back to her old car that Greg Stanfield was driving, and that was the one that won Sonoma.
Yeah.
So, she feels more comfortable in that car. So let's see how this plays out in Indy.
Which I think, again, they're going to reshuffle all these points, and you get down to it, and you could win some races on reaction time. You may not, if you can get the performance close, then it's anybody's ball game, because they got some hitters over there at Elite.
Yeah,
and
Aaron and Jeggy they're strong right now. It's going to be fun during the countdown because, like you said, resetting the points is good. Let's talk about Jordan Vandergriff showing up.
Yes, the Jordan Vandergriff show. Now, was he kind of a big deal? I mean, did they talk about him much on the TV show? Did that come up?
I think they
did. That come up? Were they aware that he was there?
Yeah, I think they did a little bit.
They took it looked like on the TV show, they took a page out of how ESPN used to cover the forces when I was there, all Jordan all the time.
Right.
It was a lot. And, good for him. Glad to be back in the car. I was a bit nervous when he basically blew up all of Sean Reed's stuff on Friday night.
Right. I was too. I was like, okay, that was a fun run.
Yeah. And by his own admission, I probably shouldn't have driven it that far. Okay. I mean, I could hear the wee, like that little what was the commercial?
Pig.
The pig,
Geico,
the Geico commercial. Yeah, the Geico pig. That's kind of, I think he was that first run on Friday when he was making that of like, I'm back in the car.
But he got it. He dialed it back in, and he did well. He did very well for his first race back.
And he made a tremendous run in qualify. I mean, he qualified third, and won around. I mean, it was a good showing. I mean, driving a top field racer is not easy. No. It's not like falling off a bike and getting back on it. But I'm curious to see, will he be driving it in Indy?
I think he will.
Yeah, I mean, Sean Reed got a lot of pub. I mean, Jordan got as much coverage racing Sean Reed's car for that one race as Sean Reed has gotten in the last 2 years racing.
Yeah, he did. And, what's fun is, Jordan crosses a bunch of different lines, and his mother was at the track, which was good to see. Yep. He touches a lot of different social circles. So, listen, again, we need more young guys. It's like Jordan.
We need more guys that are going to be good looking and social media savvy and all that stuff. So, not that the guys we have out there aren't, because they're doing all the right stuff. It's just, guys like the Bachelorette, for goodness sakes.
Right. I mean, that right there. I mean, he was on for like a couple episodes, but still, that's a couple more episodes than I've been on. Right. Or Tony Schumacher, he hasn't been on The Bachelor. That would have been fun to watch too.
That would have been great to watch.
Could you imagine him smoking a big old cigar by the pool? Yeah. But yeah, so it was a good weekend in Brainerd, I thought. Racing wise, I mean, when we were racing, it was just rained a little bit. It just that's it
could have been so much worse. I think it could have been. We could have. Yeah, that's because they don't have lights. That's the other thing is you have to kind of get we're one oil down away from truncating sessions and all kinds of stuff.
Chris King, you've been on Chicago Fire. That's a big deal. Word. Nicely
Yeah.
done.
You get some clips of that.
Yeah, let's get on that. But yeah, somebody said in the tower, you can't spell Brainerd without rain. And I'm like, well, I think you can spell Brainerd without rain, but because there's no rain in Brainerd, but it sounds like it. We went to the wheelie bar. Joe was talking last week about the wheelie bar.
Yes. Did you make it over there? I drove by it.
We went in for breakfast on Saturday. Oh my God, they had a decent breakfast. It was so good. It was quite yummy, but yeah, I mean, it was raining Wednesday morning. Saturday morning we got there. We had to wait a little bit. The Friday or Sunday, it looked like it was supposed to rain all day, and then at 4:00, it looked like all heck was going to break loose, and then it just scattered,
just like
dissipated.
Nothing. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't like I understand why we canceled opening ceremonies, but like the 10 o'clock start with no opening ceremonies. Just completely messed my race day clock up. I felt like I was missing 9 million things.
You know what's funny? Because I said to Joe, I was like, man, I feel like we didn't hit our stride till second round, and I think it's because we didn't have the race day. We didn't have track walk. Several people came up to me and was like, hey, where do we go for the track walk? I'm like, we're not doing it. Sorry,
we're not doing it.
And that's a big place for the track walk. Everyone loves a track walk in Brainerd. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a good weekend. Again, like Joe said, this is the chill out race before we get down to the real deal in Indy and in the countdown. So, and I like the fact that this race is right before Indy because everyone hates each other right now out on the road. Yeah. Just give you a heads up. The fuse is short. Yeah. I predict
fisticuffs in the brand new Indy Tower. Just because it's going to be so long.
Yes. Yeah. And we're talking about like in the media room, not even
amongst the support staff, amongst the PR people and the NHRA people.
And then there'll be more news outlets because it's the big go, and so everybody has to be on their best behavior. You can't act like you are in Charlotte. You can't act like you do in Brainerd. Pull it together, people.
Keep your shirts tucked in.
Yeah, I keep hearing that internally there's some emails where people are sniping back at other people. Like it's getting dicey right now, and it's going to be fun.
Keep an eye on those text strings.
Yeah, and for those of you, I by this time I usually hate everyone, and I'm kind of cool, but I know I got to start doing the Yes program again in Indy. And I'll park in the circle track lot, and I got to walk all the way to the tower. And I hate that walk, and I'm going to hate everybody by the time I get there.
I'm going to have a golf cart. This is a FlexJet race. So for FlexJet races, I get a golf cart because they're spread out all over the place. So either myself or Abby would be happy to give you a golf cart ride whenever available.
Oh my God, thank you.
Yeah, because the golf cart reigns at Indy.
Yes. And you know what? It's crazy too because we own the track. That's our track, NHRA. And I have back when I had a side by side, I had an all access pass on the side by side, so I could go anywhere. I mean, I'm assuming all access means I can go anywhere.
Yeah,
right?
you would think. Yeah.
Yeah. No, not at Indy. No, I've been in almost several fights yelling at security guards. What does this say? All access. And why is that cart able to come back and forth this way and it doesn't even have any pass on it? Oh my God, the security there just annoys the ever living out of me.
All right, you want to pay some bills?
Let's pay some bills. Sure. Hold on.
And then we'll come back and then we'll talk more about the U.S. Nationals.
Yes, there we go. Hold on, please. Here we go.
Drag racing fans, check out Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. It's the free, family-friendly fantasy bracket game. Now, after final qualifying at every national event, you can fill out your bracket for all the pro classes.
It's free, easy to click on your picks. If you need some help, just hit the randomizer button to fill in the blanks. It's for fun, stay engaged, and pick your winners today.
Looking to replace your OEM diesel particulate filter or diesel oxidation catalyst? Look no further than DPF XFit, a complete line of aftermarket diesel particulate filters and diesel oxidation catalyst designed as an exact fit OEM replacement with all makes coverage for light, medium, and heavy-duty trucks. With thousands of units in stock, we ship the same or next day, and be sure to check out our comprehensive reverse OEM lookup tool. Always new, never remanufactured. For more information, be sure to visit dpfxfit.com. That's dpfxfit.com.
The number one source of friction in your engine is not what you think. Piston rings rubbing against the cylinder walls generate more friction than any other part of the engine. More friction and temperature means more wear and less horsepower. Fortunately, the team at Total Seal knows how to reduce friction and wear through innovative piston ring design. If it takes a piston, Total Seal can build a better ring.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win.
Formulated to win.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Time. Before we get into Indy, can I talk to you about something that I watched on the television in Brainerd on Sunday night? Because I stayed Sunday night and then drove. I had like a 2:50 flight, so that was kind of cool. So I'm watching this. I was just flipping through channels, and I was watching this rodeo out of Idaho, and I'm watching this thing, and I'm like, they're playing music, and the music's just playing over the TV, and I'm like, oh man, that's kind of crazy. How are they able to put like all this top 40 music, all this like regular music out there over the TV? And I'm like, this little rodeo series that it wasn't PBR, it wasn't like the big thing. And I'm like, how did they do that? I'm like, they must have paid the rights to have this music out there. And I'm like watching this, and I mean, they're dropping Pitbull, they're dropping all kinds of top 40 stuff at a rodeo in Idaho. And then they'd mix in some country, they'd mix in some classic rock. But there was a lot. I mean, I heard Drake, I heard everything. And I'm going,
do you think they were just trying to just not get caught?
I don't know. They had to have paid for it because it was just blaring over TV. It was like in the mix. And I'm going, but more than that, I'm like, I get grief all the time at these races that I playing too much hip hop, play some classic rock, blah blah. And these are hardcore cowboys in Idaho, roping cattle and steer wrestling and quarter horse stuff, barrel racing. I'm like, I'm like, how are these guys listening to anything that they're playing and not being upset?
It should be Morgan Wallen all the time.
Right. And I'm like, or classic rock, AC/DC. I'm like, I texted Evan, I go, yo, I see what you really want out of me here. But the fact that this is happening at a rodeo, even Laney at the Stampede of Speed.
Right.
He keeps it in a lane. He doesn't get too far out of that lane. He plays country, classic rock. He'll play some sing-along songs. But he doesn't venture too far down the road of like Drake and hip hop stuff. I mean, I was like, come on, man, you guys got to cut me some slack out here.
Unrelated or related to sing-along songs, on Monday night when I got back from Brainerd, got back middle of the afternoon, worked a little bit, went and saw a little yacht rock on Monday.
Oh, nice.
A little Men at Work, a little Christopher Cross, and a little Toto.
Nice.
Yes, and it was spectacular.
Oh, I bet. Where'd you see them?
Saw them at Toyota Music Pavilion.
Okay.
So on the grass, nice, 15,000 people. Men at Work, very strong.
I was gonna say my brother and I had that album, like
Cargo,
all
that. Yeah, so good. They played, they were great. Christopher Cross had some backup singers to kind of help carry the vocal load for him, but he was still pretty solid. Toto, so good. However, they're all studio musicians.
Right. They just stand
And they will take a 5-minute song and turn it into a 9-minute song. And I get it, I love a good guitar solo. I respect the pianist, I respect the drummer, but not every song deserves a 1.5 minute solo pianist battle,
Well, that's how they carry the whole set. That's how they
that's how they strung 6 songs into an hour and a half.
Right, and that's that's awesome. I booked a girl. Her name is Sandra Lewis, and she's like an Orlando legend. She performed at all the theme parks. She was on The Voice. She was runner up on The Voice, and she's so good. And but we booked her for a hospital opening. And we said, listen, you got to do 3 40-minute sets. And then she had to do an award ceremony at Disney that same night.
Right.
And we get down to her third 40-minute set. And she's like, man, can we just cut this short? Can we? And we're like, no, we booked you for 3 40-minute sets. You got to go through it. So with the last 15 minutes of that set, because she wanted to save her voice for the big Disney show that night. The last 15 minutes of her last set, she pulls this diva move that I've never seen before. And I was like, oh my God, what a diva. And I'm like, you know what? She fulfilled her contract, but guess what? The last 15 minutes, she goes, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have been so wonderful. I've been on The Voice, and I just want to come out there and meet all of my fans. I'm just going to come out, and the band played for the last 15 minutes. And she walked around, shook hands, signed some autographs. And then she came back up with like a minute left to go and sang the last part of the song. And I was like, she got me. She got me.
Yeah.
She did. The band was playing the whole time, but they do that whole thing. It's so great.
Yeah. So Toto, they played a couple songs, and then they went into Rosanna to get everybody all hyped up. And then they played some others, and they did this deal where they're like, hey, we went out on our socials, which is funny listening to a 70-year-old guy talk about his socials.
Right.
And we reached out, and we always try, every show, we try to play a song that's a request. That's a song that we never play at our concerts. So imagine the deepest of deep cuts from Toto that like 6 people knew.
Right.
And they played, and like I was with my buddy who knows all the musicians. He's a guitarist. He's like a TED Talk anytime we go anywhere, because he'll like, oh, that guy and this guitar and this, it's super like really cool. But even he was like, I have no idea what this song is.
Let's go get a beer. Hurry up.
Yeah. But then they introduced all the guys from the band, and it's also cool that the lead singer for Toto has 2 guys still touring with him that he's known since like elementary school.
Right. That's
junior high, elementary school. And I'm like, how awesome is that? Just to be able to just travel the world with like your best friends.
Right.
Just playing music.
Oh, yeah. That is great. But that whole introducing the band, ladies and gentlemen, he's been with me since 8th grade.
Yes.
The bass player, Thomas, the bass guy. And then he'd be like, and then like, okay. And that kills 5 to 10 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
That's so great.
I think we should have our drivers do that as part of driver intros. Like maybe at like Pomona, like at the banquet. Like they now, Robert Height started the tradition of bringing all his crew guys up. Like he was the first guy to do that. Like he brought all his Auto Club guys up, I think when he won the championship in 2009. Brought him up on stage. And now like all the championship crew guys come up there and stuff. But I think that the drivers should like do that. Like, hey, this, Tom Buckingham, my co-crew chief,
Yeah. Steve Williams on clutch disc.
Steve Williams on clutch. Give it up. And then like you guys spins a torque wrench over his head or something.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I think that would be great too.
I would,
I thought we should do that. Where were we? I was like, yeah, we should do that as people are coming out. And now, doing the back end, give it up for blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
What's his name? Wilkerson wanted me to do that for his crew guys one year in his pits. And I was like, man, if I can get a sound system over there, I'll totally do it.
Yeah.
We ended up not doing it. But yeah, I thought that would be a fun deal.
They could easily do it after the warm up. That would be a fun thing to do. Like after you warm up.
Yeah.
The driver hops out, PA system. Man, I want to thank you guys for checking out our warm up. Give it up for, Ted Jones on bottom end.
Right.
Jason Logan doing the right side.
Right. I think that'd be awesome.
Side. Yeah.
I think that would get people in there. What is this? Stephen Frisk. What is this? Did anyone hear pianist? What?
Pianist. It's not penis. It's penis.
Well, he spelled that wrong. How about this one?
Yeah.
I mean, it should be this, right? Hold on.
Yeah.
Should it be that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So now we have Brainerd in the taillights. Now we shift our attention to the great U.S. Nationals.
The longest weekend of my life.
All right. Okay, so John Force story. I never rode in a semi with John. John used to drive the truck, yes. When he came up, he was driving the truck. He and his brother Louie would drive all across the country. And this was a story that I did not no, that's not what I heard.
That's not what I heard. Sorry,
Steve. I rode in the semi. Now I did drive a semi at Freightliner in North Carolina one time, like on the tour, on the track.
Okay.
And then Force asked me if I could drive it from Charlotte to Indianapolis, but I didn't have a CDL. And he was like, just follow the guys in the rigs. You'll be fine. And sure. We did not do that. But I rode in the rig with Robert's team from Seattle to Sonoma one time. My favorite Force, I did not witness this story, but Force told this story. He inadvertently, I'm not sure if they were driving to the Gator Nationals or coming back from the Gator Nationals, but they inadvertently drove into Mexico with their rig.
Oops.
And got stopped by the Federales and got accused of running a stop sign, and Force denied it. And then they made him get out of the rig. And there was an Alto sign just jammed into the front of the truck.
Oops. Yeah, I guess you did run the stop sign. Run it over. I love that Chris King, funny car driver extraordinaire and Chicago firefighters, were listening to the show. And, I will gladly drive. I don't know. Chris King now has a massive 18-wheeler. He's growing his program, and now he's offering to let me drive his 18-wheeler. No way.
Out.
We got no time for that.
I just got rid of Big Blue that was valued at $50, and now I'm in my new Ford Explorer, new to me Ford Explorer, and I'm driving it like an old lady car. Just
of course you have to.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this question. So I'm watching all of this Hard Knock stuff,
yes.
And I'm watching the coach of the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills, they're veteran team. They're picked to be one of the best teams in the NFL, and they're all veteran guys. And this guy's doing a really good job. The coach is doing a really good job of not like hyping these guys up too much.
Right.
He comes in with these little speeches and things like that. And I was wondering, like, when you were with Force, and these guys are all, it's a team, right? Everybody's got to work together fixing the car. And if one guy falls down or messes up, you got to take responsibility and move on. Just like an NFL team, looks like a baseball team, NBA team. Who was like the guy on Force's team that got everybody fired up? Or was there like a pre-game talk before we got out there? I mean, how did that all work out?
When I was there, we had the technology centers, 2 18-wheelers like parked in the middle that like Austin Coyle and Bernie Federley worked out of, and then all the crew chiefs and stuff. And we would have Sunday morning pre-race meetings, and they were a little rah-rah. They're team prayer, and they were they were really, really cool because Force would get in there and he would basically get everybody fired up to go out there and kick everybody's ass.
Right.
And it was like full, and we'd have sponsors in there sometime. You know, it was just really, but Force was the guy. Like Force was the motivator. He would get his guys together and like give them pep talks. Like, hey, you know, we messed this up. You know, but we're going to come back and get them. We're going to test the next day. I love you guys. You know, Force was the main guy that rallied all the troops. And then you just wanted to go to bat for the guy because he was always working.
Right.
You know, he was always working, always trying to make the team better. But Robert would bring celebrities. Like Robert brought Tommy Lasorda.
Oh, my God.
He ran the Dodgers car at Pomona in 2008. And we lost the championship, kind of close. But Tommy Lasorda did a pep talk with the team at Pomona at the World Finals and basically spoke Robert's 2009 championship into existence at that race. He was just like, you guys all got to work together, work over the offseason. You guys are going to be great. I guarantee you have a championship caliber team. He goes, I bet you guys, you work hard, you'll win the championship the next year.
Could you imagine that Tommy Lasorda coming
in
here?
I mean,
taller?
It was
awesome.
And the thing that's so funny is Robert, as a kid, was a baseball player growing up.
Right.
And he wrote a letter to Tommy Lasorda asking about being a catcher and tips and wanting to play for the Dodgers. You know, he was a Giants fan, but I don't know if he referenced it. But basically, and Tommy Lasorda wrote him back. So he has both letters like framed at his house. And then to get to meet Tommy Lasorda through the auto club and, you know, run a Dodgers car. It was, you know, it was cool. Like
that's very cool. Yeah. Cause I growing up playing sports, I mean, I played soccer the majority of my life until I got to high school and started playing football. And, you know, at soccer games, no one gets fired up. No one's like, come on, guys, we're out there. Oh. It's all like, you know, stay in your lane. But then when you get to football, it was like, I remember a coach talking about Pearl Harbor and how we got, and I'm like, what are you talking about, man? Trying to fire people up.
And teams have done stuff like, you know, they'll do special T-shirts and stuff, you know, but there's not like, I wish more teams kind of had that mentality where, like, you know, Notre Dame, you have like to play like a champion,
right?
You know, that everybody hits when they come out of the trailer, you know, and I'm a big rah guy like that. And I try to instill some of that, like throw those suggestions out to some of the teams that I work with about, you know, hey, let's kind of use this as a motivator, or, you know, how can we all kind of, you know, row the boat, that kind of stuff. But yeah, so some teams but Force was always a great motivator on that kind of stuff. And just,
because he's all emotion. He's all, I can't even imagine.
I'll never forget, we had a gentleman that worked with the team. He was a consultant, the great Roger Stahl. And he was a super nice guy. And he gave a prayer one Sunday before a race that was like, hey, we're going to go out there and we're going to rip the arms off these guys. We're going to brace them, beat their balls, like a super, like we're going to go out there and dismantle these guys and we're going to crush them and we're going to tear them apart. And like everybody was like fired up, like storming out of the hollers.
Right.
And then afterwards he had prayer guilt. And then the next race, he was like, the prayer was like, that really was not a very Christian prayer. A little bit too much Old Testament, not enough New Testament. But it was very, but yeah, there are times when Force will get you fired up and you'll just run out of the trailer with your hair on fire. So.
That's awesome. A quick Dodger story. We had a guy that worked on the marketing team way back in the day that he was a huge Dodger fan. And and I think it goes back to the whole Tommy Lasorda thing. Tommy Lasorda showed up and he was like, where's Tommy Lasorda? And he ran all over the pits looking for Tommy Lasorda. Well, Tommy had already gone and he looked kind of like an 8-year-old kid looking for his hero, right? And so it got to a point every time we're in Pomona, we would get on the radio and like, hey man, so-and-so from the Dodgers is looking to get in. And this guy would stop doing, like, he could be in the middle of doing his real job. He would stop and try and go find him. And we would have this guy running around the pits, and we all would just sit there and laugh at him, watching him. Like, he would just go flying 100 miles an hour in his golf cart trying to get to where we told him, oh, he just moved. He's back in the tower.
Oh,
and then we had this guy running around. That's us being stupid. But
so my last baseball John Force stories. Also, Force is not very good about identifying athletes. He's just so locked in on drag racing.
Yeah, of course.
He just doesn't know. So this was I remember Justin Verlander used to come to the races all the time.
Yep.
At his peak, Justin Verlander. His dad was a big drag racing fan. He was kind of a fan. He wanted to meet Force. So he comes into our pits, and I'm not a big baseball fan, but I knew who Justin Verlander was, like, because I think he was married to Kate Upton at the time. He may still be, but I was like, hey, man, your wife's not like here with you, is she? And he was like, no, everyone asked me, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, he's like, oh, do you think I can meet John? I was like, sure. So I go up in John's bus, and he was like on a phone call. And I was like, hey, Justin Verlander is out here. He's a big time baseball player. He just wants to say hello. He's a big fan. And Force was like, okay, I'll be out there in a second. Force, we stood out there for like 20 minutes, Jason. No Force.
Just a sweet time.
Finally, Verlander was like, hey, man, I got to go. And I was like, I'm really sorry.
John Force.
Force comes out like 20 minutes later. Hey, is that baseball guy still here? No, that was 40 minutes ago, Force. He's long gone.
It's funny, man. That guy, he lives in his own world.
He does.
Own space. Gotta love him for that.
All right, so big news came out today. U.S. Nationals, not really big news, but just continuation of the pageantry of the U.S. Nationals.
Yep.
They're for the third year in a row, the Sportsman Appreciation Dinner, and you and I are going to weasel our way into this, aren't we?
Yeah, but here's the best part. It looks like Galvin's has to MC this event, and he is going. I don't think he fully unless he did it last year. I think Joe did it last year. He's going to be there all night long.
Right. So it's a massive dinner for all the sportsman racers because there's like a gazillion of them.
Right.
Well, they're like 600 sportsman racers, 700 sportsman racers.
Yeah, there's too many. I mean, I shouldn't say too many, but
they do this massive appreciation dinner. They have $80,000 in door prizes.
Yeah, like let's see, 4-door carts from Carlisle Tools, D-Cell Solar Power Systems, fully installed trailer, Race Tech composite style racing seats, Simpson helmets. I mean, all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah. So for all the people that are like, oh, NHRA doesn't care, or they don't do this, or they don't do that, this appreciation dinner, and it's not the only one they do. We do a Jegs All-Star breakfast at the Motorplex, but to me, this appreciation dinner has taken on a life of its own because now every sponsor is like, we want to give our stuff. We want to give our stuff to the sportsman guys. So it's like, to me, it reminds me like our kids had proms and they would have like the lock-in proms.
Right.
And the way to keep the kids happy overnight with the lock-in prom was to just do door prizes.
Yeah.
And like, it was like dorm refrigerators, iPods, $1,000 worth of Chick-fil-A gift cards. It was just nuts. So this appreciation dinner is going to be great. On a somber note, we mentioned the great Bernie Federle earlier. They're doing a memorial service for Bernie Federle on Thursday at the John Force Racing Shop. We'll get right into racing action. I think that's going to be a big turnout for Bernie, who passed away earlier this year. I mean, Indy's going to be Indy, and it's going to be. So when do you get into Indy, by the way?
Like Thursday morning, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will already be in Indy next Wednesday. So I'll be doing my portion of Life's a Drag live from Indy.
Okay, perfect.
So I don't know where I'll be, but it'll
So to put a button on the appreciation dinner,
yes.
It is from 5 to 7 at the Top Eliminator Club building at the Lucas Oil Raceway Park. So the NHRA staff and host of sponsors, they'll all be there. Galvin's emceeing the event. He's going to go happy, go crazy, nuts for all the raffle prizes he's going to have to read off. But yeah, so if you're a sportsman racer, here's something that a free dinner with $80,000 worth of prizes.
Yeah.
So it's a little different than other sanctioning bodies
Stuff.
give you.
I mean, it's way better than a bag of ice. I'm just going to say that right now.
Right. It's bigger
Yes,
than
get
a bag
excited
of ice.
about bags of ice, but this is going to be way better.
Yeah.
So
they're giving away. What's the big thing they're giving away? Let me see here. It's an announcement that one sportsman competitor in the U.S. Nationals can take home an 84-inch Cornwell toolbox. Man, I guess that's expensive.
Yeah. The other thing about Indy is, I'm trying to think of what I do. We have a new tower. Have you seen the new tower?
I've seen pictures.
They're doing a press conference momentarily to show off the new tower.
People have been there for weeks trying to make sure everything works coming out of that thing.
Yeah,
so
I'm looking forward to it. That'll be good. And then, but there's still the new pavilion's not like they're redesigning or they're reconfiguring the part of phases of the facility, right? So I don't know if the tower is really the only thing new. Nothing else is really changing, right?
Yeah, supposedly they're building something else, but I have not seen any plans for that. But the tower is going to be nice. Hopefully the air works all the time.
Internet works, and
and time
will
is scoring.
Will there be an elevator? I guess. Do you think there's going to be an elevator?
You would think they would have put an elevator.
I think ADA, they're going to have an elevator. It's multi-stories. I don't think you can build a multi-story building anymore without an elevator.
Yeah, that part was a little dicey. But yeah, no, it's supposed to be beautiful, and there's suites up there, so that's going to be awesome. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. At least I won't be, I'll have a place to sit during downtime.
Yeah, a little AC.
Yeah, because I'm going to be there early for the Yes program on Friday, and then won't have anything to do until probably 4:00. Actually, we only do one round on Friday, right?
Yeah, Friday night at 7:30.
Yeah, so we'll be doing 7:30. So I won't do anything until 7:30, which I probably won't do anything the rest of the night because we'll probably be live to social media. They're probably going to be doing that big broadcast like we did before.
Yeah, like we did in Sonoma.
Yeah, like Joe says.
I hope it's all hands on deck. Because that was really cool.
Yeah, so, I'm pretty sure that will be the case because that was a pretty awesome thing. And so I probably won't do anything except the Yes program on Friday. I'll just be hanging out. So maybe I'll eat some corn dogs and
get some funnel cakes. There'll be some announcements too. I think I've heard rumblings of a John Force Racing announcement of some sort.
Okay,
we might be getting a. Hopefully we can get some update on 2026 NHRA schedule. How about that? How would that?
Oh yeah, I heard where we're going. So
were you sworn to secrecy?
Yeah, probably. I probably shouldn't say it. I don't want to drop the bombs, but we're going to some new places.
Yeah, so it's gonna be exciting.
It's gonna be awesome.
I've heard rumblings of new places. I'm excited about if they are truly the new places that I've heard.
Yep,
they're going to be fantastic. And
we're loot and I want to say things, but I don't know if I should.
Yeah, I don't want to get us in trouble.
Yeah, I don't want to get in trouble. But we're definitely going new places.
Yeah, and that'd be fun because I would love to see more new places. I'd love to see a little rotation action. I was talking to people of, maybe there's some places that you only get once every 3 years,
right?
Wild card track.
Yeah, Joe said things are changing, so don't say anything. Okay, I'm not saying nothing.
Okay, all right. So that's going to be good. But yeah, so countdown U.S. Nationals. We'll have a very U.S. Nationals intensive show next week.
Yeah,
but it's going to be a banger weekend from the Friday night event to Saturday. All 4 categories in Mission, Too Fast, Too Tasty.
Yep.
We get Pro Cycle Motorcycle back.
Yes.
Richard Gadsden is bringing Big Brother, Big Sister kids out on Saturday, doing more of his charitable work.
Nice.
We'll find out who's driving the Sean Reed Top Fuel Dragster. Then Sunday, let's talk real quick. Who do you like? And I'm going to tease this. Funny car call out race.
Ooh, who's all in this? Top 8?
It's the top 8 based on qualifying. So it's the usual hitters. It's going to be Austin, Beckman, Hagen, J.R. Todd, I bet.
Caps.
Probably Wilkerson. But, I love the call out. I think the funny car guys can get a little spicy in their call outs.
Yeah, especially if JR's in the mix, because
Yes.
JR gets a little spicy. Matt Hagan just like he'll get up
Hagan
there
will
and say it
too.
with a smile. Yeah, he'll say it with a smile though. I'm gonna
Yeah, he will.
beat your butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I like. I mean, Austin Prock and Beckman.
Will St. Elmo's be on your dance card at Indy?
I want it to be, but I don't know. I do love the shrimp cocktail. Yeah, I might just go to Harry and Izzy's and get the shrimp cocktail there.
Yeah.
Because that St. Elmo's ticket is a tough one to get unless you've.
Will Brickers be on your dance card?
That's a good one. I do like that one. Yes, I do enjoy
Get to
that.
Brickers, get some pull tabs.
Yep. Oh my God. So we went to dinner on Thursday night in Brainerd, and we went to a new place. I'm not going to tell you where we went because I don't want you going there because it's perfect.
Okay.
But the elite guys were there. Tony and Leah were there. They're all staying at this resort. Anyways,
was it in Brainerd proper or Baxter? That Brainerd Baxter area.
Baxter, yeah, it was on Gull Lake. Let's put it like that.
Okay.
And
does it rhyme with Bernie's?
No.
Okay.
It's across the lake from Ernie's. Yeah. So
did you drive your motorboat car over there?
No, but that truck was pretty awesome. So we went there, and we're with it was me, Galvin, Joe, and Austin Hayward. And Joe and Austin had found that because Joe spent 40, 4
Joe basically is a Minnesotan now. He was there for like 37 straight days.
Yeah, he's registered to vote there and everything, so that'll be good. But we went there, and all of a sudden, I guess they were at the wheelie bar, and Galvin was explaining, because Galvin's a degenerate gambler. He was explaining how pull tabs work. Okay. Well, all of a sudden, we're watching this, and here comes buckets and buckets and buckets and buckets of pull tabs. So Joe, for Galvin and Austin, went in and bought like a crap load of pull tabs where they're like, hey, help us pull these things.
How much money did you win?
They ended up getting like $183 out of the pull tab bucket. I don't want to tell you how much they put in because, I wouldn't have made money that day if I put that much money in. But they did a good job. But it was fun watching, and I pulled some. I actually pulled a $50 and a $25 out of there for them. I took no money. I just wanted to have fun pulling tabs.
Just wanted to have fun pulling. Yeah, that's part of the fun.
Yeah,
it's like scratch offs.
Yeah. Oh, it's so great. But that's such a Minnesota, Wisconsin thing. Pull tabs. I love it.
All right. Well, I believe this fulfills our contractual obligation.
Correct. Yeah, we're good. We're good. So look for the schedule in Indy. You'll see that. It'll be interesting. You'll enjoy it. If you're going to Indy, come find us.
Yes, and I'm going to see if I can do my portion of the show from the new tower. There could be a tour of the new tower.
Yeah,
on Life's a Drag next week.
We're going to need to see that. That's what I need to see before we get in there. Perfect.
All right.
Elon, thank you so
Jason,
much, sir.
Always a pleasure, and I'll see you next Wednesday, and then I'll see you in Indy for the marathon of the U.S. Nationals.
That's it. The big go coming up next weekend. Everybody have a great rest of your week. We'll see you next week in Indy.
Peace.